Hey guys, it's Joe from JPB Designs, and today I'm going to be telling you the 5 most common mistakes people make when starting a clothing brand. Now, I'm not going to do a long introduction here. It's pretty self-explanatory what the video is going to be, so let's get right into it. Now, the first most common mistake is neglecting market research. It's probably one of the most important things you want to do before you actually start a clothing brand. If you completely ignore it and just go into the market blindly, then 99.9% of the time, you're really not going to do well. There'll be no demand for your uh, clothing items, no matter what it is, no matter how good your designs are. If you don't know what to do in the market and what does well, what does poorly, then you're not going to succeed, unfortunately. And another reason why it's so important is that if you really understand your market and your target market, who your audience really is, what they like, it can really help in you designing your products because you know exactly what they like, the colors they like, the materials they like, the type of designs they'd like. The list can go on, but yeah, you just really need to focus on identifying little niches in the market, things that people really like, things that haven't blown up yet, but you can see the potential in them, and you want to try experiment with different things, creating different designs, trying to find a different target audience maybe if yours isn't really going out there. And one of the best ways of doing your market research is competitor analysis. So this is going on like your competitors, like people like that create similar designs, have a similar message, etc. Going onto their TikToks, going onto the Instagrams, going onto their website and just doing research, finding what they do well, they do really well, finding what they could do better, so then you can do that thing that they could do better. Gives you a bit of a competitive advantage over them. You can find what designs look the best, what kind of quality, not quality, what kind of materials,
Procreate Tips for Beginners Part 1.
and also like how they market their products. So do they mainly focus on creating videos on TikTok, or do they do ads? Do they just do Instagram posts? Competitor analysis is probably the best way of researching the market. The second most common mistake people make when starting a clothing brand is rushing the design process. Now, as I'm sure you know, your designs are probably the most important thing. You can have the best website, you can have the best content, but if your designs aren't good, no one's going to buy your products. They are what make people buy your clothes the most. It's so important. Like, I can't stress it enough that you need to make your designs perfect. And, this means doing one design 10 times with different colors, different little effects, changing little things until you find the perfect one. Because a lot of times, and I face this as well, was that I'd make one design and be like, yeah, this is perfect. Like, I don't need to do anything else to it. And that wasn't true, clearly. When I started my first clothing brand, I made 0 sales before I gave up. And I'm almost convinced, all the mistakes I mentioned in this video I made, and that's why I'm teaching you them, because I've learned a lesson, and I know that when I next start my clothing brand, these are mistakes that I shouldn't make. So I want to teach you guys it because that's what I'm here for. So yeah, rushing a design process, it's pretty self-explanatory why it's not a good idea. So you literally just want to make one design and make sure you do this. Just make 10 different designs. Now you could probably gonna make five, or not different designs, different like styles of the same design. Um, you're probably gonna make about five, and you'll be like, oh, how can I make this any better? Well, there's generally nothing I can do. But I promise you, if you can just keep adding just little things, your 10th one, that will be the perfect one. That will be the one that really drives sales and creates a good reputation for your brand, a good look, etc. Mistake number 3 is having a really poor website or e-commerce setup, so like a Shopify account, stuff like that. People can really like your designs and think, yeah, that looks really good. you can see that the quality is really good. But when they go onto your website and it's really not clear where they go to buy that specific product that they saw on your TikTok, or it's just really not clean, and there's so many buttons, different buttons you have to click to go from the homepage to the website to putting in their card details. You really want to make that as smooth experience as possible, like as least friction as possible. So it could be within 3 clicks, they've gone from the homepage to your product to adding it to their basket to paying. You really just want to keep it simple, clean, and no friction or very little friction between homepage and buying the product. Now, mistake number 4 is neglecting customer feedback. Once you start making a few sales, really your brand starts to grow a little bit. You'll start to get reviews. Some may be bad, some may be good. But what you really want to focus on is the bad reviews, because that's where you get the most info. That's where you find out where you can improve the most. So, let's say you get a 1-star review saying the quality was really bad, or I didn't like the zip design. That's where you can then look at it and think, right, okay, I need to improve that. And so, just you can't ignore it. Go through all your reviews, write down. So let's say 10 people say, yeah, the zip was really poor. You then know, right, okay, speak to my manufacturer. We'll get that sorted out. We'll create a new zip. And then what you can also do is go onto you can reply to the comments saying, oh, no worries, we'll give you a refund and we'll send you a new one with the new zip on it. And that's going to create you a really good brand image. And also make people think like, oh wow, this is a really good brand, I'm going to buy again. It can lead to a lot of things. It'll be like a snowball effect for you almost. Now, mistake number 5, the last mistake, which I believe is the reason most clothing brands fail, it's giving up too soon. People go into creating a clothing brand thinking, oh yeah, 1 month, 2 months time, I'll be on 10k a month, I'll quit my job, I'll drop out of school, whatever. It's not going to happen unless you're really, really lucky, but 99.999% of the time, it's not going to happen. Success takes time. It's going to take you 3-4 months to even make your first couple sales, because there's so much that has to go into it before. And I say, this thing I tell myself is, it's the equation for success. It's discipline plus patience equals success. So you discipline yourself to do the hard work, do the boring work that no one wants to do, creating your own LLC, finding your custom domain, setting up your own website, all the stuff that when you think about it, you're just like, oh, don't want to do that. That's the discipline part of the formula. And the patience part is just working without seeing results. And like you don't care about seeing no results, because you know that in 2-3 months time the fruits of your labour, they're gonna grow. You've planted the seed. The first 3-4 months you've planted the seed, you're doing the hard work, you're seeing no results, but you keep on doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. And then just with that random day, that random TikTok post, it goes viral and the plant starts to grow. You make your first sales, you really start to get a lot of followers on Instagram, TikTok, etc. You can't give up. It's the most important thing. If you put 6 months of your time into it, 6 months of hard work, constant nights, just iterating, innovating, you're going to make sales. You're going to become a success in it. It's almost bound. And a bit of wisdom that I'll leave you with before we end the video is, keep applying pressure and the pipe will burst. Now what I mean by this is, if you've got a pipe, and let's say this pipe is success, and you can't get into the pipe, if you keep applying pressure every single day, chiseling down on it, hitting it as hard as possible, doing every single thing possible to get into that pipe, eventually it's going to burst, and that burst is the success coming to you. All the money, the fame, the sales, everything that you want is inside that pipe, so you must keep applying pressure until the pipe bursts. Now guys, that is the end of the video. I do hope you enjoyed. I'm sorry this was a short one. I have just watched Arsenal lose 2-0 in the title race, so I'm really not in the greatest mood. So that's why it's quite short. But I still wanted to post for you guys because I know I'm posting every single day until the day I die, most likely. So yeah, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.